I would have believed James Harden would have left, 60 whatever million dollars on the table when I saw it.
Yeah.
Like that is a massive chunk of change.
Yeah, because if he had signed outright with the Sixers, he couldn't have gotten the 5th year.
Right.
But really, in all honesty, Daryl Morey has taken a victory lap because for 6 months, he said to everybody, no, I'm waiting for the superstar. And this is the guy he wanted. And ultimately Brooklyn knew that. And that was why they were able to extract this deal. And frankly, Ben Simmons is 6 or 7 years younger than James Harden. His contract is less. His contract is cleaner. It's 3 more years, no opt-outs. We know that there were 7 or so, maybe more teams that wanted Ben Simmons over this last 6 months. If it doesn't work out with the Nets, if you don't like what you see for the rest of the season, you can entertain trading him again. Plus these draft picks that they got, they can now take those out and go shopping with them. This summer, maybe they did a little bit today, but this summer, and look to add pieces to this roster as, around Durant and Kyrie. And I think, it left a lot of optionality for the Nets. And frankly, I think a guy who defends this terrifically on the perimeter, and I know Ben Simmons is going to defend. I mean, they don't need him to score. They have 2 elite level scorers, and I don't know what's going to happen with Joe Harris, but now they have a great shooter in Seth Curry that they brought with them. Like, I mean, yeah, you want Ben to shoot an open dunk, okay, but you don't need him to score that much. And so, I think Daryl Morey should be thrilled, and he should be doing the WWE flex, because everybody who was like, no, take this offer from this guy, take this package from this guy. His strategy paid off.
Well, flex while you can.
Well, right. I mean, I hate giving him that extension. That's why if I were the Nets, this was essentially something they had to come to terms with.
I don't feel like the Nets damaged their championship hopes this season, but their championship hopes this season didn't look real good before this deal was done. And I'm very curious. The idea of Ben Simmons filling that kind of Draymond-esque, and it's not the exact same, but that dominant defensive player, complementary offensive guy, the skills to get him out. I mean, you could really talk yourself into, wow, this is a great fit if he accepts that role. Does Ben Simmons, does he go in there thinking, okay, I'm the man, I'm a superstar? Then it could get real dicey real quick. If he accepts kind of, hey, here's how I can fit, here's how I can enhance 2 great players, it could be really interesting.
I mean, I am not a strategy expert, and you can make all your jokes here. I agree. I'm never going to compete with X's and O's. I'm never going to compete with analytics, but I have looked at Ben Simmons and said, this guy is a center in the modern NBA.
Yeah.
Not against Joel Embiid. I understand that, but
actually I'd pay to see that.
Yeah. Embiid's tweet today, holy Moses. I mean, he calls himself Troel Embiid.
He was in just rare, really going back to the trades yesterday, but really,
I suspect the big fella had that one in the chamber.
Oh my gosh. I mean, I don't even
since the day after their season ended last year.
I mean, listen, the other night I asked the big fella if he was going to be disappointed if they could make a trade, and he said all the right things, as he has this whole time. He's been towing the company line about, we've got enough. And Kyle Neubeck from Philly Voice asked him, can you have Ben back if he doesn't get traded? And Joel made it very, very clear that sure, if he actually wants to be here, and went on and on and on about how all the guys are showing up every day and they all want to be there. He even said, Tyrese Maxey, I go at him, and he, doesn't get discouraged. He just keeps playing, right? Like it was very clear where the Sixers were on this one. And everybody on the team openly talked about how this had just weighed on the franchise for months. And they were like openly smiling when I asked them, are you looking forward to having clarity on Thursday? Yes, this is going to be great. We can't wait to get this over with. Like usually you ask guys about that and they'll be diplomatic, say, oh, well, this stuff happens or whatever. These guys were like Tobias Harris has been traded 4 times in his career. He's like, this has been crazy. It's been weighing on me every day, and nobody knows better than him what this is like to get traded in the middle of the season. So yeah, I think Philly was more than ready for this to be over with. And, I think to your point, Brian, if you're going to make this trade, you might as well get an extra playoff run out of James Harden, because it's much better to get one on the front end than to, not have it on the back end. So
yeah, you're going to pay for it. You're going to pay for probably I don't even know how they're going to get out of this deal in the end, but it's going to be bad in the end. But
I do like the fit for Brooklyn, like you guys have both said. I think it logically, this trade made a lot of sense for everybody. I get why Philly did it.
Can't you see Ben playing out of the post on offense?
Yes, I definitely think you can.
I'm curious, is he willing to be the guy? Is he willing to be the role man? Is he willing to set screens and roll?
Well, listen, I don't know if Joe Harris is going to be, healthy, but think about a lineup with Kyrie Irving, Seth Curry, Joe Harris, Kevin Durant, and Ben Simmons.
It's a lot.
There ain't a lot of defense out there, but holy cow! Like the amount of space with him pushing the pace and those guys flying to the wings, like they could be deadly as an offensive team in that setup. And you've got Ben to run around and fly around and do stuff on defense. So I think the fit there could be really good. And I get why Philly did it too. Like, I know the contract's going to be rough later, but they go from having zero chance to win the championship to having a real chance. Like now they have James Harden instead of a black hole on their payroll. Like, I get why they did it. So now we'll see if they win, and we'll see what happens in Brooklyn. And I know I'm going to be back here in Philly on March 10th when the Sixers play the Nets. That will be epic.
Will Ben Simmons?
Well, we'll see. But it also certainly sets up the possibility of a Sixers-Nets playoff series, which would be unbelievable. If Ben Simmons is playing here in a playoff series, that would be truly wild to watch.
And look, KD is 0 for 4 in terms of winning the championship with a Harden on his team. He's 2 for 3 in titles with a Curry on his team. So this drastically upgrades his odds. You want to talk about analytics, Wendy? That is real deep analytics right there, buddy.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus.